My character is Casey McDonald, and she's kind of a 15-year-old who sometimes forgets that she's allowed to be a teenager. She's got a great head on her shoulders, sometimes a little bit too organized and structured, so it's kind of, the stories kind of brings her from this very prim and proper place to trying to be a little bit more like Derek and be cool and see if she can be like him a little bit. Life with Derek is about two families who come together, very different families. George and his family, which Derek's from, are kind of a sloppy, go with the flow, we don't care sort of thing. And my family, which consists of Nora, the mother, Lizzie, and I, we're more of a very prim and proper kind of family, and we're used to having things very organized. And so when we come together, obviously you could see how there'd be problems. So it's pretty much my life having to do with all these changes and everybody having to kind of get used to each other. Well, in the show we actually move into Derek's house, which causes a bit of the problems as well because, of course, they have all their things and all of a sudden there's new people moving and they're not going to make space for us. And so as the person that I would be, I'm trying to make everything fair and equal, and I want my things and you can have your things and everyone should be equal, and it's a lot harder than I thought. Well, I'm definitely, in my own life, I'm definitely not as organized as Casey, I'll say that much. I do have a few Derek character traits, but I'd say I'm more like Casey, because she's a very genuine, nice person, and she doesn't really want to hurt people. It's just sometimes things she does are a little different than she should be doing. Casey would say probably that everything should be equal. That's the first thing, because there's an episode where I divvy up everything in the house and I say which people should get it and their priority, and it's very organized. So she'd probably say that everything should be organized to who's whose, and look at it more from a business point of view.
Really?
To profit for everybody, you know? Okay, well, Casey and Derek are around the same age, and they go to the same school now that she's moved in with him, and obviously they're two extremely different people. Derek's actually the opposite of Casey, so when she moves in, he has no time for her. He's a jokester, the popular guy at school, and Casey's actually not very popular at all at school, unfortunately, so it's just kind of all the things he does to her, even though she's already so unpopular, and the things that she's trying to do to him that just aren't working, and it's more about butting heads with each other and seeing all the things that come out of it, but sometimes they do manage to have odd moments where they happen to get along a little bit. Yes, although Derek, the character, seems to be a big jerk sometimes, he's actually deep down inside, he's a nice guy. Deep down, deep down. So sometimes it'll just pop out and you'll see he really does care about Casey. It takes a lot to get to that level where he actually does care. My favorite scene. My favorite scene would be in the bathroom. I don't know if you've heard about this yet, there's a big fight in the bathroom between Derek and I when we get locked in there in a party episode. So we're locked in the bathroom together and we're starting to get on each other's nerves, as we usually do. And it escalates and escalates, and then all of a sudden he has shampoo in his hand and I have a water pick in my hand. And next thing you know, the shampoo's on me, the water's on him, we're rolling around the floor fighting each other. It's extremely funny. I think the episode that stands out the most to me would be Puppy Dog Tales, because it kind of relates to my life a little bit more. I have 4 brothers, and I'm the youngest, so it's kind of Casey coming in and just seeing the mess, and the boys she finds it disgusting, the way they eat, the way they smell, the way they do everything. And it's just kind of funny because I live at home with these boys who all play hockey and come home and put their towels in my face and stuff, and it's the exact same thing here. So that was, I think, a really nice episode that kind of reminded me of home a little bit. Alright, well, when I'm not here and in my spare time at home, I'm a dancer. So I love to dance. That was my first kind of thing that I've ever done in the arts. So I'm a dancer. I graduated school in June, so that was nice. I don't have to go to school anymore. I'd like to go to university eventually after I have a little bit of spare time. Either that or I'll do it through correspondence. So I'm just kind of now adjusting to not having school and arranging what I'm going to do in my future. Surprisingly enough, I don't look like I like sports, but I do. I played football for my school, for my girls' team, one year. And
do they call that powder puffs anymore?
No. I don't think I'd agree with that name, but yeah, we played football. It was only touch football, unfortunately, but we still played, and I play volleyball. I swim a lot. I play tennis. I just took up squash out here, and I'm in love with that too. So I'm trying to stay really active. Well, things that Casey's gone through, there's a lot of problems she's had at school just kind of fitting in. And at one point she feels that the solution is to change, which she normally would never do, but she says the excuse for it is that school is different. So she feels that she can just do whatever she wants. So she tries to change and become a different person. And in the end she realizes that that's not right, you know? So, I mean, I'm sure you'll see lots of things kids actually go through. She goes through a lot of the things that normal people do. So maybe it'll help people get through what they're going through with Casey.